I'm Adam, and I have your 3-minute drill on BTL.
Hey, I'm Kara, and I'll be taking you around campus for student interviews on Outside the Lines.
I'm Alyssa, and I'll be rounding up the latest sporting events on Weekend Update.
Hi, my name is Dylan, and I have your top play of the week on BTL.
Hi, I'm Jared.
And I'm Zoe.
And we're your hosts for halftime.
Hey guys, welcome to Between the Lines. I'm Haley Bianco.
And I'm Steve Magiri. Today on the show, Melissa Kelly gives us a recap of this weekend's sporting events and Weekend Update.
And I'll meet up with women's soccer to talk about their winning streak.
Then I'll meet with President of the Boxing Club, Pat Ball.
Then Kara takes us outside the lines.
Then Zoe and Jared have a very special halftime segment where they meet with the soccer team.
And Dylan will highlight the top play of the week for us.
Then finally, Adam takes us deep into KU football with this week's edition of the 3-minute drill.
So stay tuned, we'll have it all for you here on Between the Lines.
Hey everybody, it's Melissa Kelly giving you the up-to-date information on what happened in KU Golden Bears sports this past weekend. Joining me as always, I have Steve Magiri and Dylan Snyder. Welcome, guys.
Hello, Melissa.
So families came out to support the football team this past Saturday for Family Day, but the Golden Bears were unable to take down the 4-1 Slippery Rock, as Slippery Rock defeated KU 58-10.
Yeah, that was a very rough game. I'm pretty sure after this game, Fullmer's going to watch the tape and then probably burn it.
Yeah, I'd say
He's
so.
not going to want to see that. But, you know, both quarterbacks played. Alec Warner, they'd use two quarterbacks because Alec Warner struggled a bit during the game, so they put in Luckenbaugh. I don't know if that was to try to ignite a spark in the offense or if they were just throwing in the towel.
I think it was just, at that point, just give the other quarterback a chance. I mean, obviously it wasn't a close game. There's a lot of people that are saying, the potential of a quarterback controversy, but we both agree that Warner should be the starter.
I think
He's
he
a
will
freshman,
continue to do that,
and that was one of the best offenses in the PSAC.
And the wide receiver stepped up that day as well.
Yeah, they spread the ball
yardage-wise.
around. They had Brett Fox had 5 catches for 99 yards, and Matt Peroli and Cody Reed had a combined 7 catches. They completed it to 9 different receivers, which is the most all season, and that's always good to spread it around.
So, and then the freshman Daryl Scott, he got his first touchdown, his first collegiate touchdown, which he's a redshirt freshman, so that's always a bright spot.
First of many. They need to start running the ball better.
Andrew Deutsch made his first career field goal, so congratulations to
exciting.
Andrew
They're finally
Deutsch.
filling that hole in the kicking
Also,
game.
I want to say Tajay Bryant had his very first career game.
Yeah.
He got 7 tackles. That's really well, so I think
tackles.
we'll see more of him.
And against a tough team, too. So I'm excited to see what
Very
he
good
does against
offense.
Cheney next week. So
we're going to talk about that in 1 second. The football team will be home again this upcoming Saturday to face off against Cheney in the PSAC East Battle. The kickoff is at 1:05 p.m., and as usual, KUTV will be there to broadcast the game. One of those teams has to get their first win.
Yes.
Hopefully Kutztown, we'll see.
it's looking good. It's looking
pretty good. Hopefully, I don't want to jinx us, but hopefully we get it. The women's volleyball team lost to the division-leading Pitt Johnstown Mountain Cats on Saturday, 3-1 at Keystone Arena.
It was a tough loss. They're currently 8-9 and 2-4 in the conference play, but a little inconsistent to start out. I'm not worried about it. They've got all the pieces. They just have to be able to finish games. They won the first set.
They did win the
25-7
first set,
dominantly.
but unfortunately they weren't able to finish, and Pitt Johnstown won the next 3 sets to win.
They actually won the first set pretty high, 25-12.
Yeah,
They just got
exactly.
to finish games out. But Anna Conti had a career day. She had 19 digs, 4 service aces, and 36 assists.
And Aubrey Stinger had 9 kills, 1 error. So I mean, there were, the first game was great. Unfortunately, as I said, they just kind of.
They've got
fell
the
apart
potential.
there.
They just have to
They
show
do
it.
the potential. There's still more time this season. They return to action this Friday, October 11th at 7 p.m. at Keystone Arena. They'll be playing against Millersville, so come out and support the women's volleyball team, everybody. They need your support, please. And the women's tennis team faced off against Edinburgh this past Saturday at home. They were unable to take down the Fighting Scots as they lost 7-2.
Well, Edinburgh's a good tennis program.
4-1.
Yeah, and they are. KU is 0-3, but they're younger. They're, they lost a very good leader in Redima Barua. They're working to rebuild from that, but they did have 2 victories in doubles and singles. While Chelsea Davis and Alyssa Konis defeated Edinburgh 9-7 in doubles, and the singles victory
Tori
was
Zander. And, she lost the first set, but she won the second and third, so she was able to bounce back from that tough loss, kind of do the opposite of what the volleyball team did, and bounce back and come home with the win. So.
Chelsea Davis, she's stepping up this year.
Yeah, we're talking about her a lot on the show.
Exactly. We talked about her last week. She did really well again this week, so they're getting a lot from her.
And they're getting better. Knowing Coach Ramamurthy, how good of a coach he is, there's no way the team's going to stay at this level. They'll get better.
Yeah.
Not worried about anything.
I agree.
And the women's tennis team will return to action this Friday, October 11th, to play LaSalle University for a 3 p.m. start at the Keystone Courts. Wish you guys the best of luck. And we're going to end on a happier note. The women's soccer team brought their winning streak to 6, and they had a shutout against Lock Haven, 3-0. There's one other person that's also, or one other team that's also on a winning streak, California University. They have 7 wins.
Oh, really?
So Kutztown's right behind with 6.
Yeah, they're definitely one of the better teams in the conference.
Yeah.
And they started out
6
1-3,
in a row.
but
That's
they've reeled off
incredible.
6 in a row.
Yeah.
That's great for them. And it's the longest streak for them since 2008, and they've shut out 5 of their 6 opponents during the streak.
And they outshot Lock Haven in this game 20-8.
Yeah.
And I think it was 2 weeks ago they shut out the team. They didn't have any shots. I forget who it was, but so the defense is really stepping up here and shutting down any offensive opportunities.
One person that really stepped up in this game, Sam Costello. She had a goal and 2 assists. She was involved in all 3 goals. They're getting everything they want from Sam Costello this year.
They are.
That's another. I feel like that's another player we talk about almost every week on here because she's really stepping up and she looks fantastic and she's creating opportunities in plays.
Yeah, and they're taking more shots. In soccer, it's a game of averages. It's all about who takes more shots usually. If you take more shots, it's going to lead to more goals. So just keep shooting at the net.
So
congratulations to the women's soccer team on their big victory. The soccer team hopes to increase their winning streak to 7 as they travel to Mansfield University this Saturday, October 12th for a 1:30 p.m. game. That's all we have for you guys this weekend on the Weekend Update. Tune in to see more information on the weekend's past events next week. See you then.
Hi, my name is Dylan Snyder. I'm a co-host here on KUTV's Mic Check, the local music spotlight. And I'm actually going to meet up with my fellow co-host, Colin Miller, who is actually here listening to some terrible music. So, Colin, you're going to go this way. And stop. Yeah, no, I don't want to hear it.
It's poison.
Poison. Okay, we'll hear this right now. You hear that?
Nirvana.
Have you ever heard music before? Nirvana.
Depressing grunge music.
Depressing. Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Stop! It's okay. Don't argue.
Don't argue. Yeah, you gotta keep Nirvana or something better than Poison.
You guys, no, stop.
All right, well,
I'm gonna show you some real music this time, okay? I'm able to show you, okay?
We clawed, we chained.
This is fantastic. I tell you what.
Right here.
This really
I know,
speaks to your feminine side.
I don't have a feminine side. You want to talk about feminine side? Okay, this guy is listening to hair.
I'm not gonna argue with
They wear lipstick, they wear glitter, and the white girls do their hairs down to their butt. Like, it's outrageous.
Stop arguing, you nincompoops. Aren't you 3 supposed to be promoting the show you idiots were blabbering about before? Well, now. Seems like you're not going to do it anyway, so I suppose I'll just handle it myself. Mic Check is a half-hour-long program produced by Kutztown University's electronic media students, showcasing local music talents based in and around the Lehigh Valley. Featured bands perform live music and are interviewed. Mic Check also features outlines of music news, new album releases, and concert events. Well, how was that? You think you could have done better?
Guys, leave. Wait.
Mic Check. Airing Wednesdays at 8 p.m. and Fridays at 1 p.m.
Hey guys, Kara Shapey here on this week's edition of Outside the Lines. Enjoy. All right, so the girls soccer team, they're looking pretty good right now, right?
Yeah, they're on a 6-game win streak right now, and it's all PSAC games, so they're looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, how do you think they're going to do the rest of the season?
Hopefully they're going to keep going. Like I said, the 6-game win streak, so that's got to be pretty good. Last year they finished pretty good. Didn't quite make the playoff run they wanted to make, so hopefully Coach Eric Bernstein will lead them into it this season.
So Kutztown Field Hockey, how are they looking this season?
It's exciting. We are 2-1 in the PSAC, so hopefully we will make it to playoffs near November.
So you're on the tennis team?
Yep.
Yeah, all right. Well, how are you guys doing this season so far?
So far, we kind of had a little bit of a slow start. We haven't had many matches, but we had a couple scrimmages. This week, we have a big match against LaSalle, which is a D1 school, so it's going to really test our talent. So we're going to really see where we stand for the rest of the season.
We're pretty good, like Ben said. We know we've had a slow start. We haven't had many matches, but we're playing a lot of scrimmages. We played Millersville, Bloomsburg, and we've had individuals, PSACs. We're doing pretty good with that. We won everything as far as the men's team goes, and this weekend we're playing LaSalle. That's a big match for us. That's also the season-ending match for the fall, and we're going to see where we stand from there, and we're going to just take it from there, and we'll eventually know how hard we need to work to get to the ultimate PSACs.
All right, so the golf team, how are they looking this season?
Well, we had our home tournament this past weekend, and we placed first. The gold team placed first, the maroon team
placed 6th, and
that's exciting. All right, and that's all we got for you this week. Stay tuned for next week for another episode of Outside the Lines.
Hey guys, welcome back to Between the Lines. Today I'm joined by Pat Ball, president of the Kutztown Boxing Club. First off, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
All right, well, let's get started. Well, Kutztown Boxing is relatively new, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you form the club?
Well, first I started off in Kutztown University, and they had a boxing club there. And when I transferred to here, I decided just to make the club, and I researched, and I got help from the president of NCBA, who was my former coach. And basically, we ended up creating the club.
Okay, so and I'm sure that cost some money. Did you get any help from, say, student government to do this?
No, I was actually all out of pocket. I put most of the money into it, and I had some donations from other clubs, and then we basically just started from scratch.
Wow, so you really wanted to start this club. You really care a lot about boxing. What's your, just for the viewers, what's your boxing background? We're curious.
I honestly started like 2 years ago. I don't have that deep in the depth of a background, but ever since I started, I fell in love with the sport.
That's great. And so exactly what do you teach? Like I've seen it before in the rec center, but I haven't been able to watch the whole thing. Do you teach, just regular sparring, or do you actually just do the old slow-mo or the?
We do everything. We teach. We go. Vice president right now. His name's PJ. He has a lot more boxing experience than me, and he helps run the club with me. But we're also currently looking for a coach, and I have a couple contacts, and they might volunteer.
I'm sure. And as a boxing club, do you have any limitations to what you can do? Like obviously, you don't want people like getting hurt. Boxing is a very violent sport.
Yeah. We have some limitations. Not too many, because we're in a controlled environment, and we do take training and we take every safety precaution seriously. And if somebody were to spar, they'd be going up against someone that's going to take it easy on them and knows what they're doing.
Right. Boxing, you can never be too careful. Yeah. And I know you're a member of the NCBA, correct?
Yeah.
Tell us about that. Who do you play? Is it, it's not technically a club sport yet?
It's a collegiate league. They were actually part of the NCAA. I forget why they split off, but we versed places like Penn State, Lock Haven, Mansfield, Shippensburg. There's like a lot more.
Definitely. And do you have any aspirations of actually making it a club sport? Because I know at some schools boxing is a club sport.
Well, we are now considered a club sport here. We just got accepted and approved last semester, and we were actually able to compete last semester.
Really, that's very interesting. Well, boxing is a very up-and-coming sport. For those who are watching who possibly could be interested, how do they join the boxing club?
All they have to do is contact me, or they could just go to the rec center and try to see Jay Gallagher, and he'll give them my contact.
Definitely.
And then I'll tell them just to come by to practice, and I'll give them all the information.
Okay, so someone could just come to practice. Where do you guys practice? I'm sure it's tough to manage with all the athletic teams.
We practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the wrestling room located in Keystone. And on Fridays, we're actually in one of the northern studios inside the rec center.
Interesting. And I'm sure that a lot of these guys, are trying boxing, are new. How do you kind of ease them into such a violent and rough sport like boxing?
Well, what I do is I'll talk to them about how boxing is, and because a lot of them do think it's violent and rough, but in reality, it's not like you go in there and you just spar somebody. 90% of training is fundamental work, skill work, and there's never contact.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had a feeling that's because then someone might want to they have to get their help. They have to get their insurance covered if that happened, I guess.
Yeah, we do have a waiver to sign, and
I'm sure that definitely. I'm sure with a sport like that. Okay, well, aside from the boxing element, I was just wondering. We'll end on this. What's the ultimate goal you want these kids to get out of it, aside from the boxing aspect?
Oh, there's a few. I really want them to learn self-defense and get an understanding of the sport of boxing because there's a lot more to it than people really think. It's a great way to get in great shape. It brings up your self-esteem. And it's a good stress reliever. There's a ton of aspects to it, and it's good for discipline. I could just go on and on, really.
I'm sure.
But I'm trying to give everyone the understanding that boxing isn't a brute sport. Anybody can do it.
I'm sure. It's a very up-and-coming sport, and it's a very respectable sport. Okay, well, that's all the time we have. Thank you for coming on the show very much.
Thank you.
And we'll be back with more Between the Lines right after this.
What's up, guys? Jared here, and I'm here at the women's soccer field on this gloomy day with soccer player Jordan Davis. How you doing, Jordan?
I'm good. How are you?
Thanks for coming on the show today.
No problem.
Now, what position do you play?
Midfield.
Midfield? What part of midfield is it?
Attacking.
Attacking? Center, right, left?
Center.
Center midfield. All right. Now, you guys are basically halfway done with your season. Where do you think you guys rank in the PSAC?
I think we rank pretty high. We're on a winning streak right now, so we're doing really well, and we're really excited about it.
How long is your winning streak?
6 wins.
6
so
games?
far.
All right, 6 games. That's pretty good. Now, what do you think your favorite thing of being a women's soccer player for Kutztown University would be?
I think it's like a family type atmosphere. Like we're all on the same page and we all just get along, and I just really like that.
Has soccer always been your favorite sport?
Yeah, definitely.
Was there a reason you picked soccer over any other sport as a child?
No, I played soccer all my life, so I just stuck with it and I really enjoy it.
Is there any, I guess, your favorite memory at all from this? I mean, either college soccer or either soccer leading up to college?
I'd say my favorite memory right now is our winning streak because we're doing so well, but also all the memories I make with all the girls and just everything that I enjoy. It's really nice right now.
All right, so you're a junior now. Do you have any plans to continue soccer after you graduate?
I think after college I'm going to want to coach and then maybe join the women's team just so I can keep up without give up on soccer.
A women's pro team or club team?
No, just like a club team.
All right. I know you guys are on a 6-game win streak now, but do you think there's anything that you could improve on for the rest of the season?
I think for us to keep winning and go even further, that we have to have, our coach says all the time, we have to have the right attitude and mentality to win games, and I think if our attitude and mentality is right, we're going to be very hard to beat.
Very hard to beat. That's good. I hope you guys do the best, and I hope you guys win the championship. Do you think that you can show me and Zoe some skills on the field?
I think I can.
All right, because Zoe's going to need some help. I know it.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Hey guys, I'm Zoe, and I'm here with my pal Jordan, and she's going to teach me how to kick some balls. Teach you one of the moves, one of my favorite moves. There you go. Or how about I'll give you a simple one. How is that any different from the first one? I didn't do 2. That was just 1. Is that right? No. Oh. Do it like this. Oh, okay, I got it. Yeah. Yeah. See, I can do this sport. Okay, how about a double one? Can you do the double one? Maybe. Okay. Yeah! Jordan, what's this line? This is actually the PK line, which is penalty kicks, and for most teams it's either dangerous or a really ideal situation. So what you do is if you get fouled in the box or the other team gets it as a handball, you put it on line and you try to score. And for PK, it really depends on what you want to do. If you want to go right, left, or kick it really hard, it just depends on the person's preference.
Alright, I think it'd be a good idea though if we took some shots on our goalie Jared, who's also my co-host.
Alright.
Think that's
I think
a good
that's
idea?
A good idea.
Alright. Get in there! Photoshop that as me doing it.
It's the pants. I'll get the next one. It's the pants.
Jordan, thank you so much for being with us today and teaching us some awesome soccer tricks. Thank you for having me. I had a great time.
Make sure you tune in next week for some more halftime.
Killed it.
Killed it.
Hey guys, I'm here with KU women's soccer coach Birdstein and junior Sam Costello, who currently leads the team in points with 4 goals and 7 assists. So the women's soccer team has been having a great season so far. You actually have the longest winning streak since 2008 with 6 wins. So how is the energy on the team right now, coming off of 6 straight wins?
Things have gone really, really well. We had a slow start in our first 4 games, but the tradition, the history of this program, we always seem to find a stretch of the season where we can go unbeaten or undefeated. And over that stretch, the girls have been fantastic. The energy and the focus has been great. That's really been what's kind of guided us through these 6-game winning streak.
Yeah, 6 games is really hard to win all of them, so that's awesome. And I know you had a lot to do with that, and now your hard work's being recognized by being named PSAC Athlete of the Week. How does that feel to have all your hard work recognized?
It's a great honor, but, I have to give a lot of credit to my teammates. Without them, I wouldn't have gotten that honor. Without them, following up on the ball, following up on shots, I wouldn't have gotten it without them, so.
All right, and do you plan on keeping the winning streak going in your next game against Mansfield?
Yeah, this is a tough conference. It's one of the top Division II conferences in the country, so we have a lot of very tough games to play, and we're only really halfway through the season, so we're trying to keep the team grounded. We're happy about what we've done, but we have a lot of work left to do, so we're kind of taking things one game at a time, and that starts with Mansfield on Saturday. A very tricky game on the road, but one I think I'm confident we can win.
Right, so what are you doing to prepare for Mansfield particularly, and what are your expectations for the game?
Well, we've been very competitive in practice. We've relied a lot on our leadership with Sam, Katie Oliveri, and Diana Malonga, who have been our 3 captains, have been fantastic for us this year. But their leadership and the fact that we're keeping practices shorter but very competitive keeps our focus high throughout our training sessions. I think that carries over into our games when we take the field.
All right, and how do you think the team's going to do against Mansfield?
PSAC is a very tough conference, and, you got to take every game as it is. You have to come out fighting each day, at practice. Like you said, we're very competitive, and we're going to come out to look as any other team. It's going to be a tough match, so hopefully we'll come out with a W.
Right, and you were saying about the leadership on the team. How have the 2 seniors and the juniors been stepping up to teach you have a lot of new freshmen. How have they been stepping up to help them out?
Yeah, for us it's a rebuilding year. Even though we're 7-3, we have a lot of very young players, but we needed people in leadership positions that can help guide these players to understand our culture and appreciate the things that we do and the standards and expectations of our program. So players like Sam, our captains, as I said before, Katie Oliveri and Diana Malonga, but also we have a lot of other upperclassmen who aren't quote-unquote captains but have great leadership qualities. And they've really taken the reins as well to kind of guide these freshmen through these first few months and kind of show them what's important and kind of why we believe in the things we believe in and why we do the things we do. They make us successful. We need everyone to be on board with that.
All right, and then there are a lot of new freshmen. How, as a junior, have you been helping them transition from the high school level to the college level?
You just got to, every day at practice, you just got to show them the attitude and the fight that this program has. It's a tough program, and we have a lot of respect for our coaches. That's something that we implement every day. Respect. Listen to the older girls. Just showing them that this is a program that we like to be successful, and that every day you have to come out and fight.
All right, and as a coach, you probably think Sam's a very good leader because, as I understand, she is ranked number 2 in the PSAC division with only a Gannon player who only has 2 more points ahead of you. How does that feel to have a player that strong on your team?
Well, recruiting goes years before, about a 1.5 to 2 years before they even arrive on campus. So we were very fortunate with Sam. We've seen her play for quite some time before we actually contacted her. We were lucky that she came to campus, and even luckier that she decided to commit to Kutztown. You're looking at a player who's not only one of the best that we've ever had in our program here, and not only one of the best in the conference, but she's potentially one of the best players in the country. So people that come out and get to see her play, we've even had college coaches from other local schools, in Pennsylvania, come out to watch her play, and they're just blown away by her ability and her talents. But like Sam said before, we have a group of players around her that help her be successful. successful. But we are with Sam in particular looking at one of the best college soccer players to ever play at this level and at this institution.
Well, we're very glad to have you here and helping out our team. So what are some goals you have for the rest of your season, and then some goals for the team overall?
Just to continue to be successful, make the playoffs. We want to get that ring, definitely. So, but each day come out fighting,
Okay, for the team?
Yeah, we've always said that our goals are always to finish in the top 8 and earn a conference tournament appearance. We've been a little spoiled over the past 5 years. We've been one of the top 25 teams in the country. So I think our team right now, again, we're just going to take things one day at a time, one game at a time, and try to get as many wins as we can to make sure we can qualify for a top 8 spot and a trip to the conference tournament again.
All right, well, we wish you the best of luck with the rest of your season and the upcoming game on Saturday against Mansfield.
Appreciate it.
So thank you for being here on the show today, and now let's head over to more Between the Lines.
Hey everyone, Adam Durovalski here, and the clock is starting to tick. So let's break down last week's headlines and this week's prospects in the 3-minute drill with head coach Drew Fullmer.
Well, some of the lessons we learned, obviously, are, again, we got to take care of the football. We got to do a much better job. We got to limit the big plays. And those are two of the big things that hurt us Saturday afternoon, or the fact that they were able to make a lot of big plays, and we turned the ball over way too many times. Well, when an offense hits big plays, the thing that it does to a defense is it limits their ability to attack, or it limits their aggression to attack, because defenses start to get timid and they don't want to give up the big play. Then they start playing, defensive instead of aggressive. So that's some of the things that big plays does to an offense or to a defense. No question. We've had some guys on the defense side of the ball that have been playing well. We've had some bright spots all around on defense. In particular, we've done a decent job against the run for the most part of the season. It's something obviously that's going to be big this coming weekend. Again, we just need to get some guys back from injuries, and we need to play more consistent football. Well, the changes that we're going to need to make defensively this week are the fact that Cheney runs a triple option, which is a very unique offense in itself, and they do a good job of it. It's a much different attack than what we saw last week, but yet there's some carryover because the fact that Slippery Rock ran some option in their game. But it's going to be a week where we're going to have to play discipline assignment football on the defensive side. Offensively, the way that we're going to try to attack Cheney is we've got to be consistent, and we've got to be multiple in what we do. I don't think there's any one answer to attacking them. I think you've got to find your couple of things on Saturday afternoon that seem to be working and try to stick with those, and that's what our intentions are. Protect the football. Again, it's a recurring theme. It is offensively, we've got to protect the football. We've got to keep the defense out of bad situations, and we've got to find ways to put the ball in the end zone.
Well, that's all the time we have for you today.
Be sure to check out the upcoming Golden Bear games this weekend.
On Friday, women's volleyball takes on Millersville, while women's golf competes at the Seton Hill Invitational all weekend.
Then on Saturday, check out women's volleyball against Shippensburg and run with the Bears at the KU football game against Cheney.
But if you can't make it to the games, don't worry, we've got you covered. Check us out on Twitter at KUTV Sports for all the latest breaking sports updates.
Or even like us on Facebook at Between the Lines.
For more information on all the sporting events, head to KUBears.com. Until next time, I'm Steve Magiri.
And I'm Haley Bianco.
And remember, being outside the lines only gets you the scores.
But here, Between the Lines, we get you in the locker room.